In this video, we're looking at modifiers, and we're going to be looking at the Bevel modifier. Before I do that, though, I'm going to tab into this object, and I'm going to switch to Edge mode. I could also just select the two vertices there. And if you do Control B, you can actually bevel an object, and if you scroll the scroll wheel, you can add sections to it to get more of a rounded curve as you go. So that's a shortcut for beveling things, but the bevel modifier will do a little bit more than that. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that, tab out of the shape. Over in the modifier section, I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Modifier. Under the Generate column, it is the second one down. And here I have everything, every edge on there is beveled at the moment. If I go and take the width and adjust that, I can see it increase or decrease. I can change the number of segments just like I did with the other one. There I get a nice rounded edge. I could smooth that. I could also take profile, and right now it's at 0.5, and it has a note that says 0.5 equals round. If I scroll up on that, I get a little bit more to where it's actually kind of a flat surface and it makes it kind of thinner. But if I go the other way, I can actually get to where it's flat at about 0.24, probably 0.25. I wouldn't be surprised. And then it starts to go concave, where it starts to go in, and so you can play around with that a little bit, get some different things happening. Of course, you could apply it once you want to do that. There's also a thing that says limit method, so I could click on angle or weight or vertex group, so we should be able to weight paint these if we were to do that. Or we could actually do things set on like angle, so if it's more than a certain angle, then it's going to bevel it. Or if it's, so if it's over 30 degrees, which those would be 90-degree corners on that cube, you can also select vertex groups to set what's going to be, what those bevels are going to be applied to. I'm going to go back to where it says none. Width method, you could do, I have it on offset as the default. We could change it to width, where it's going to look at that as a width number, depth, and percent, in which case that's a very small percent, and I would want to increase it more if I was doing that. However, if I switch back to offset, well, I get a very nice little star shape thing there. Who knows? That could be kind of cool. If you apply it, then you will now have that as your new shape. So just be aware that applying it will do that. I'm going to undo a couple steps. With the modifiers also, by the way, you can turn off their rendering or visibleness, okay, so you can actually work with those. You can also turn on this feature, which if I tab in and turn that off, I just see my cube. And if, for example, let's change the shape a little bit, and that's going to change my modifier, but I don't get to see what that looks like. If I do that while I'm modifying it here, I can actually see how that changes the shape inside. So with that, we're going to move on to our next modifier in the next video.